All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John from Pro Craps over here on Casino Gaming TV. It's 9/11, as you saw in the little intro there. I actually forgot it was 9/11. Can you believe that? It's one of those holidays, wrong way to make the remembrance days. It's so like entrenched in you, right? But I forgot that it was it got here so fast this year. It's crazy. Um, Last night, I hope you heard it on Craft Chat last night. Jeff brought that up at the end, and Jeff. If you don't know Jeff used to work as a first responder, and so 9/11's got a special place for him. For me, it's special in a number of ways. For me, it's first of all, we had tickets that day. We were flying from Seattle to Jersey. We were flying to Newark Airport that morning. For my birthday is actually tomorrow, the 12th. So we're flying back home to see people. And we got up in the morning, we're packing up our stuff, and it's like, I guess we're not going. Like we didn't really realize what was happening until it happened. You know what I mean? But it was a weird day. And then from a professional standpoint, that was really the beginning of the end for my software company, for lots of reasons. The economy tanked, and a lot of things happened after that. So that day holds a lot of just like really strong feelings, for a lot of reasons. I had customers who were in the building, that I lost that day. It was just hard. It was hard to watch, and being from the East Coast and watching it from out here in Seattle, feeling kind of powerless was difficult. And you may or may not know this, but I actually used to do a radio show here in Seattle. I don't have the voice for it like Jeff does, but I used to do a radio show. And the first show I ever did, the first show was that Sunday after 9/11. That was the Sunday following. That was my hey, welcome to my new show on the radio, and that just happened. So many strong feelings about that whole thing. And like as horrific as it was, you never did see anybody in this country come together like we did after that. That was one of the takeaways from that was the intended outcome certainly didn't happen. It was the exact opposite, right? We all did one of these. It was an interesting time for sure, and it's sad to me that like my youngest son, my oldest son Zach rather, he was only 3, so he of course doesn't remember it. My daughter, to her, 9/11 is like most of us look at Pearl Harbor Day. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't alive for it. She read about it in a book. She's heard us talk about it. Like I heard my grandparents talk about Pearl Harbor, but she never experienced it. It's just I can't imagine. I can't imagine people not experiencing it, I guess. It's hard to fathom that and how we all came together and they never did. It's I don't know. It's hard to put that into words, I guess, what I'm thinking. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sad for her, but it's like, it's a shame that the gripping of that experience it's not shared by everybody right now. So it's just interesting. Anyway, that's my 9/11 is always one of those days, man, where you all know, right? Like where you were and how it all went down. It's a changing thing. So anyway, staying on the sad topics, I want to switch to this and make sure that we remember what's coming up here. So Chiro, our friend Midmo Yo, he passed away a few months back, about a month or so ago. His celebration life is going to be September 23rd in Missouri. It's gonna be in Lebanon, Missouri, is where the event will be. It'll be at 4:00 on Saturday the 23rd. I'm going to be going there. A few of us are going to be going there, so we'll meet up at the Harrison KC on Friday night and drive the 3 hours to the service. And Crystal, his wife, wanted me to stream some of it, so I will live stream some of that so y'all can experience it, unedited, unfiltered, just whatever happens there. I don't know what else to say about that. It's gonna be a hard week. We're looking at like a really good week coming up here for us. We have the Pacific Northwest Craps meetup, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend. And then it goes right into that next week, and it's gonna be a sad time, but it's a celebration of life, right? Not a memorial service. And she was very clear about that. Like Chiro was one of these guys that we all loved him, and for different reasons, and just the spirit, and his exuberance and all the things that he brought were perfect, right? If you watched Big AZ last week on Thursday night, it was Chiro's Yahtzee challenge, you know, and what does Shiro do? He just goes, you know, $75 on all the hopping hard ways and just goes, you know, goes belly up in one roll. Perfect Shiro, right? And that laugh, man, just hearing that laugh again was awesome. So we want to celebrate the guy that he was, and just he was such a good influence on all of us. So anyway, if you're gonna go, I'll see you there. If you're not gonna go, and you want to say something to Crystal or to Layla, you can get me a video. You can get me on Discord or email john@procraps.net, and there's a place that you can upload your videos. If you don't have the ability to do a video, but you want to, you can work with me. I'll put you on camera right on a screen like this, and we'll film it privately, and I'll save the video out, and we can get it to Crystal. So that can happen. If you want to, you just got to reach out to me. We can do it this week. Just reach out and let's do it. It's a good message for his daughter to see the impact that her dad had. And I'm working really hard. I should have it done by tomorrow, actually, the scholarship fund we're going to start for Layla. If you want to donate to that, that'll be great. We're going to do a fundraiser, like a one-night fundraiser kind of thing. Raise a bunch of money, kind of fill the scholarship funds with money. It'll be a 529 account that's going to be set up exactly for Layla for her college. She won't be able to use the money at all or touch it until she's 18, when it's earmarked for educational purposes. So we can do that, and we can help get, you know, some legacy from him to her from all of us. So that's happening this week and the week following. We'll be doing those things. So all right, let's move ahead and have hey guys, dogs are here obviously. Let's see what's happening today. So today we got Daily Paycheck at 9 o'clock. I'll be that'll be a time limited show. I'll be done at 10 o'clock if I'm up or down. I got a vet appointment with the new pup, so I have to stop at 10 o'clock. We got Texas Crap Shooters going live at 3 o'clock. It looks like he's doing Crapsy table. We got Mac back. Mac is back on the D8 table at 5 o'clock tonight. My time, 8 o'clock your time. Big AZ's Yahtzee Challenge at 7 o'clock. It's a premiere, of course, and then a Big AZ Monday Night Live at 7:30. So you got a full slate of Craps content today. Big topic last night on Craps Chat, by the way, was all the copycat stuff, right? We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I have thoughts on that, but if I look at the schedule here, there's three things that are kind of the same, right? You've got TCS with his live fantasy craps, which is Crapsy and everybody playing. You got Mac going D8 table. You got Big AZ going with his tournament style thing, and it feels like it's all the same, but it's not, right? There's to me, it's all different guys throwing. It's different personalities giving you grief while they're throwing and having fun. Different people playing along. It's just more is better to me. Like it's good that we're doing all this. I think as I wind the clock back and see all what's going on, it's good that we have a lot of live stuff to watch. That you have options. Now, me personally, I don't love all the live stuff. I don't love to play Crapsy live. To me, I find it very slow. I like to listen. I like to hear what the host is saying. I like to listen to the jokes and all that kind of stuff, but it's not my thing to watch somebody else play, but a lot of you really love that. So there's more of it here. Man, you got 3 guys going live today, which is fantastic. And Jacob, I'm sure, is going live at some point today too. I don't have his schedule baked into our stuff yet. I got to talk to him about that. But yeah, Jacob does it too. So there's lots of good live craps out there, which is fantastic. This week, starting tomorrow, by the way, we're doing our Make 50 Bucks a Day little mini series here. I've got 3 or 4 people that have sent me their favorite ways to make 50 bucks. You know, from the Easy to the Skill 66 and a couple of others. If you got a favorite way to make a quick 50 bucks on the regular, reliably, send it to me, and we'll do it this week. I've got one day where I'm trying to do like the 2 hits kind of thing. One day where I'm trying to do like a build up to 50 bucks, and the day where I'm doing more of an all-in kind of thing. So hit me up on email again, john@procraps.net, or on Discord if you would, and we'll get your strategies part of the week, and I'll make sure that you get credit for. If you sent it in, I will do it. So there it is with that. What else? Where is BOB? I don't know, Craig. Did you schedule it? Let me take a look. Hold on. Let me look real quick. Let me do this. I don't know why it's not coming up. Let me go over here. I'm going to show you what I got here. Give me a second to change the screen. So if we do casinogaming.tv, and let's see, here's today. And you see, I've got you on here, Craig. You're down here. You're definitely in the list. If you're in this list, that means that I can see your channel ID. Okay. And oh, there you are. You are here. Okay, it did pick you up. I'm sorry, Craig. My fault. When I did this last night, this was not here. I swear to God, it wasn't here last night. So yeah, Craig, you're at what time are you today? You're at 4 o'clock my time. So 4 and 7 is Craig. So yeah, 3 o'clock Alfredo, 4 o'clock Craig, 5 o'clock Mac. So bam, 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 bam. Look at that. Craig, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I did this screen last night and I didn't see your thing up there. So my apologies for that, dude. I missed you. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock real time. Pacific time is the official time of the United States, by the way. 4 o'clock Pacific. There it is. All right. Sorry about that, Craig. I'll make sure I check later. I'm not sure why it didn't show up. Okay, now I'm all out of sorts. What else is happening here? All right, let's do a quick recap, and this is the first part of it, but I'll give you a quick statistical recap of the Molly, and then we're going to talk about Monday morning quarterbacky kind of stuff. So the Molly last week, the Molly Johnny strategy is 4-1. We're up $625 basically. We are 38-7 overall. Of all the strategies we've run, we're 38-7, and we're up $1,000, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I challenge you all to go to the and I'm taking out the home run over here on the right hand side, the 43-12. That is our home runs over there, right? These are the wow when I hit the big ones a couple of times, right? That takes those into account. This is just straight up strategy play. This is what Ed said last night that I was a monster for doing, right? For doing straight up strategy play every day and showing you all the wrong ways to play. That way of playing, right? I don't say I recommend these ways. I'm saying I'm playing these ways for 20 straight days, each strategy. We've done, it looks to me like 3 strategies now. We're 38-7 and we're up $1,000. I challenge you, go to the casino every single day with $1,000 and play it your way and come back up $1,000. I challenge you. It's hard. It's very, very, very another one, very hard to do this. Now, you're going to hit the home run sometimes, right? In the right-hand side there, you can see the home runs have gotten us to over 4,000 in profit because there's a couple of days where you hit it hard, right? Got a couple of great, nice, huge wins in there. It doesn't always happen. And the discipline, the working hard, the letting random be, right? And again, I will show you this. And I say this constantly, right? Let me go back to the other screen again. I want to go back and this is part of our Monday morning quarterback section. I'm going to do a little bit early here. Give me get my edge back up. There's the browser. I'm going to show you some stuff here. Give me a second to move this. Yeah. And we're going to go to the daily paycheck. Give me a second here to pull this up. Here's my stats for daily paycheck. Okay. This is the 2,000 and change rolls, 2,200 rolls that I've done. I'll zoom in just a little bit for you that I have done since we started this process. We started the daily paycheck, the restart with the Dolly Latterson, then the 678, and now in the Molly. Here's where we are. I've rolled 2,200 rolls. My SRR is 597, which is, everybody say it, random. Random, right? My box numbers to 7 ratio is 5.89. Should be about 6. I'm random, okay? I'm throwing my ass off out there. I am throwing as best as I can throw. Right now, I say all the time, I'm not very good. There are days where I have these amazing runs and days where I throw like ass. If you look at my core metrics in here, let me zoom this way in so you can see this, the core metrics, everything come out winners. I got 165, I should have 147. I'm a little bit over on the 7s come outs, right? My horn numbers are, look at that. I'm within like 10 horn numbers out of 2,000 rolls. I'm within the box number. Look at that. I'm within 12 rolls of the expected number of box numbers. I'm within, how many? 1094 to 1104. I'm within 10 inside numbers with my rolls, right? The only thing I'm really outlying on is the out. I don't throw a lot of 4s and 10s. It looks like I'm way behind on 4s and 10s, right? My random distribution, pretty well. Look at my 7s are spot on. I'm throwing more 6s than I really should. I'm exactly on the 8s. Look at that, one number off the 8s, a little bit less 9s, a little bit less 5s. More 3s, as you know, right? More 11s, as you know, right? Basically, I'm 100% random. Okay, there are days where I get into my great pockets, but here's the reality. We talk about this all the time, right? Box numbers per shooter. So I set a point. 36% of the time, I don't get 2 hits. I get 0 or 1 box hit. This is normal. I tell you this all the time. I can pull up any set of random statistics that I've got from myself shooting, from others that I've gotten from casino rolls. I can load them all in here, and you're going to be at about 35% or so of the time. between 30 and 35%, you're not going to see 2 box hits. You're just not going to get to that number. This is why I say all the time, you've got to optimize your strategies for the short term, right? This is very true. And even if my SRR was 7 instead of 6, instead of 5.9, if it was a full point higher, I can guarantee you these numbers down here wouldn't be much better. Instead of 35, it might be 30%. That still sucks, right? Getting 2 box numbers is wickedly hard. Now you can see after 35%, though, we do pretty good, right? Most of my rolls are, the lion's share of my rolls are better than 2 or 3. Most of my rolls are way up in here, right? So I get, 20% of my rolls are 2 or 3 and out. The rest of them are actually pretty good rolls. And I got some pretty good links in there. But this is what it looks like, folks. This is what randomness looks like. And I am, again, a decent shooter. I get 20, 25 rolls multiple times every day out there in the garage, and I'm still overall random. And even saying that, I am still with these boring ass basic strategies that I play mechanically every day. I know Darksider hates that I play mechanically. I know that Ed hates I play mechanically. Whatever, we're up $1,000. We're up $1,000, and again, I challenge you. Get your ass out there 45 days in a row and be ahead after 45 straight days of playing. It's freaking hard to do this. Really freaking hard. It speaks to the strategies. It speaks to the 6, 7, 8 being strong. We're up 1,100, and one of the strategies, the Dottie Latterson, is actually down 1,000. If that thing made money like it should have made it, we should be up a couple grand. This is really hard to do. This is really hard stuff to do, and I want you to know it's not hard, and I'm not like patting myself on the back for doing hard work. I want you to see how hard it is to make money in a casino. That's why I do that show. I do it to show you these strategies are difficult to master. They're difficult to play well, but against the random, what does that call it? Whatever, every swing and dick at the table. I'm playing against every swing and dick at the table. You can see my numbers are exactly random, as best as I can throw, and I'm still ahead, which is hard to do. So that's the reason for the show, right? And I want you to know that I'm not doing anything special. I'm not betting harder on myself. I'm just going out there and playing it against the basically random throws that you can see. So I want to point that out because it's important to know what's happening live in front of you every single day. This is an important series to keep watching. It's important for me to keep doing it because this speaks more to discipline and mindset than raw strategy. It really does. Now, again, home runs are great. When I have a good run on myself and I can bet hard, we get the extra 3K in profit. And that's what Ed's talking about when he's saying bet on yourself, not the others, right? When you get a good run and you're in the pocket, hit it. And the $3,000 extra in those extra few wins, that is the excess hammer time that we get. So there it is. I'm going to change up this week a little bit. We have these options in front of us for the Molly, by the way. We've been doing it where I don't set odds until I get the three number set. That's what makes it a Johnny, not a Molly. We have been pressing the flat bets. So I'm going from 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 on the flat, which means my odds can be enormous at some point. I'm going to switch that this week. We're going to go with odds at 2x, 3x, 4x, or 2x, 4x, 6x, 8x. We're going to press the odds up by double, simulating a 10x odds table, okay? Which really means on a 6 or 8 with a $10 bet, right? 10x odds means I can win $100. So I can get those odds up to 120 on the 6 or 8, starting at probably $20, right? We can work our way northward, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120 on the 6 or 8, laddering the odds up as the come bets win. That's how we're going to work this week. I'm going to get that bit of aggression in there. We're also going to start working the odds on the come outs. So those are the 2 adjustments I want to try this week. Next week, we're going to try maybe adding the field during the come out phase, and we may go with odds right out of the gate. Turn it back into a Molly. So we imagine this thing being a Molly with odds right out of the gate that are progressive 2 to 10x with come bets and field bets at the same time and working the come out. We're going to go full degen by week 4 of this thing and see which week made the most sense. The week where I played it super conservative, the week where I added the laddered flats, the week where I go laddered odds, and the week where I do it all. So we're going to kind of take this thing this way here. You'll notice that the Molly has taken, every time it's won, all 4 wins, required a 20+ roller to get us ahead. Every time we needed 20 rolls to get that gravy. That's too many rolls. You know me, I like to be out of it in 3-4 rolls, not 20. This thing takes too long to get cooking. So we're going to work to get a little more aggressive and get cooking earlier, and hopefully we have the rolls to support it. So that's the sort of the look back at the Molly and Johnny sitting in a tree. So we're going to do some changes this week, and I made mention of this yesterday during Craps Chat too, and I've mentioned this a couple of times. I know that Jay, I think JR is in the chat today. I've said this that it's boring, and I've said it while I'm playing it. I can't imagine playing this way for a paycheck. Like coming out there when doing the 3-point Molly with, pass line with odds and all, and it takes so damn long to get it. Now we've been 4-1, and the one loss was a misplay by me. Actually, it was my own fault. We should be 5-0. It's still a very boring way to play. Is it reliable? So far, it's been reliable, but it takes such a special run of dice to get it to be the paycheck that it worries me a little bit. That it just takes too long. You need that perfect storm to get it. I've been saying this. I think the best analogy I can give you for come betting and place betting is this. It's very much, if you watch baseball and put yourself in the batter's box and you never swing the bat, right? You're letting the pitcher decide. Only the pitcher decides what's going to happen to you. Are you going to get hit by a pitch? Are you going to walk? Or are you going to strike out looking? That's your only 3 options, right? That's baseball without swinging the bat. That is come and place betting. You're not taking any action on your own. You're just letting the pitcher or the thrower decide where your bets go. The only decision you're making is how much odds to put on. That's your only choice. Basically, if you're going to take a lead or not. That's what you're deciding on. That's the only thing, which is boring. It wins, right? You can definitely win a baseball game by never swinging the bat, and the pitchers will eventually walk people home, and you'll win the game 2-0. That can totally happen. That's what's happening here with us. Place bettors, especially when you're spraying and praying going across, or if you're hammering the numbers you're hitting, or if you're going out there big on 2 numbers, like Cage and Ed were saying yesterday, those folks are engaged in the game. They're locked in. They're looking for something from the pitcher. When they see what they want, and like we say all the time, if you're a trend better, or if you're betting the pocket, or you're looking for a variant, you're looking at the spin of the pitch, and you're going, this is my pitch, and now I'm going to go. And if there's a guy on second, right, I'm looking to go opposite field and score the guy. You're doing different things in response to what you see, and you're engaged in the game. That's a place better versus a come better. Will both players lose over time? Yes, they will all go to 0 if you play it long enough, 100% guaranteed. Will one go to 0 faster? Maybe. Maybe the swinger goes faster because they're swinging harder. Maybe the swinger, though, hits that excess win and gets the $4,000, and this guy's just, plodding along. It's how you want to do it. I said it weeks ago. Play how you want to play. Whatever gets your juices going to get you at the table, that you enjoy the time there and you can win reliably. God bless you, do what you want to do. It doesn't really matter. If you're going to play come bets with odds, and this is what came up last night, the question that came up last night, if you're going to do it with odds, right? You should always, if you're going to play come bets, now unless you're playing the Horseman for a very specific purpose. When I do the Horseman, it's $25 in the don't and 3 $10 come bets. I don't put odds on those come bets because I'm going for the 7. I'm trying to win on that early 7. So let's go back over here again. Let me go back on this screen. The Horseman is designed, and the 3-point Johnny is designed to get you money here. Okay? Rolls 0, 1, or 2 box hits. When you get 0, 1, or 2 box hits, that is 20, 36, 40, 50% of the time, the Horseman wins you money. If you have a $25 base and 3 $10 come bets, 20, 16, and 14, 50% of the time, that strategy will win you at least 1 unit. That's what it was designed for, because that, my friends, is the reality of this game. If you're going to play the Molly with odds, you're going to need to be here, at least 3 box hits and more, to get those come bets to start resolving for you in a way that makes sense, right? That's what you're going for. If you're going to play it that way, you got to have odds. And that was what Arnell's question was last night. You got to have odds to lower that edge. Once the come bet is set, if you don't have odds, at least 2x odds, you're playing the wrong strategy. Again, I don't play odds on purpose for a few rolls, because I'm trying to capitalize on the 50% of rolls that are not going to get the 3rd score hit. Okay. After they're set, now I'm down. Now let's go play odds. Let's go right side. Let's do our thing. and lower the edge. That's, I think, what I was trying to say last night. I don't know if it was clear enough because there was a lot of chatter going on. But that's how you got to do it. If you're gonna play the Molly, you got to have odds. You cannot just go flats at all. But I will tell you this: if you play it, and I've shown this, if I go a come bet that travels to the 6, and then I place the 6, like bypassing the come, now we both have a bet on the 6. The place better is going to get paid $14 on a $12 bet. I'm going to get paid 1-to-1 on that flat $10 bet, which we can all agree sucks. Guess what? The come better wins. In that competition, the come better wins. If the place better waits and pretends to be a come better, and you're right, the place bet pays more than the come bet does, come better wins because that one roll advantage is bigger than you think it is. So I also said that last night. I don't think that was heard. And I can run that for you again to prove it out. A place better that waits for a roll and then follows the come bet, even though the place bet pays more, that person will lose more money faster than the come better. Guaranteed. That's how math works. I'm sorry, but that's how it works. And there's no disputing that. Now, the place better who's already there and presses, different story. Or same bet's the first one, he's already ahead, different story. I'm saying the place better who waits and goes at the same rhythm, that person will lose every single time. It's the one roll advantage you get in the come is bigger than you think, way bigger than you think. So I'm going to actually filter my chats here for some. I think I got some PCs coming in, so I want to make sure I address some of the questions that come in as they come because I got a lot more to say here. Let's see. Yeah, I am doing. I'm being real. I'm being real, man. I am being totally real. And I have to be. If I told you that the 3-point Molly would go 29-1 over the course of a month and I'd make five grand with it, you'd all say I was crazy. But I'm proving it. I'm going live every day and I'm out there and I'm swearing, I'm breaking my sticks and I'm bitching most of the time. But it's real, man. I can't get any more real than that. And I appreciate you, DC, Darkside. You know what I'm doing, and that's good. I know we like to banter back and forth, and it's great. I think people think we don't like each other, but we actually do. I have that relationship with a lot of people. Ed and I fight a lot on the craft chats. We're good friends. It's sometimes we just get a little bit heated in a thing. It doesn't matter. We're tight. It's all good. Let's see. Yeah, there was a lot going on last night. We'll talk about that. I have a point here to make about Craft Chef. We'll talk about that. So there's the Molly and Johnny thing. Just know all the points I think are important there. What else is happening in the world over here? The world of crafts. We have Monsters and Mayhem. So I want to talk about this. I want to Monday morning quarterback myself on this. So I did 2 weeks, right, analyzing one shooter that had the 51 roller, right? And it was a good one to analyze because it was a 51 roller that wasn't that great. 51 rolls is a lot. There was a lot of junk rolls in there. There was a lot of multiple come out rolls before we got a point. There was a lot of short points where you get a point set, 2 numbers, and you're out, right, to reset. It was good to go through that. We went through it a lot of ways. And I don't know if it bored you to death to see the same set of rolls, basically 9 days in a row. But I did it to be educational. I think you need sometimes to have a consistent set of data to run stuff against. Because if I just sit here today and I rolled whatever 10 rolls and we won $50 on the skill 66, and tomorrow I rolled a different 10 rolls and lost money on some other strategy, you could say, well, the 66 outperformed the other one. Not really the case when you don't use the same rolls. I think using the same rolls is important. And I highlighted that a few weeks back when I said, how do I practice? I practice against the same set of rolls. I roll the dice, I lay them out, and then I run my strategies against the rolls that I see. How would I have done in these 11 strategies against those 15 rolls? It's an important thing to see. The monster, I think, gave us a good chance to see rhythm, number one, and also to talk about things like burn rates and profit percentages. Right? We got a chance to see some of that in person and really see some of the holes in some of these ways of playing. So I thought it was a fun week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Actually, let me know in chat. You put a PC in front of it. Let me know in chat if the monster analysis that I did on that was good. The reason why I ask you that is because I have another one. I have the 66 roller from Alfredo that Corey, Sith Lord, logged every single roll. I've got the whole set of 66 rolls from Alfredo that I can do the same sort of analysis on. We can take Alfredo's roll and put it up on screen, and we can either roll dice against or bet against it, but we can more importantly talk about the thickness of that roll. We were joking in chat about length versus girth of a roll, right? 51 roller can be super long, but not very thick. That was a skinny roll because there was not a lot of box hits. Alfredo's roll is 66, a little bit longer, but it's thick. There's a lot of box hits within like longer clusters, right? So you can get more juice out of that roll. I know I'm being kind of not safe for work here, but that roll is a difference maker in terms of the way that we can analyze those two things together. And it's not so much looking in the rearview mirror, how would I have changed my betting? It's how would my current style of betting done against that roll? And if it doesn't do it good enough, then you got to rethink what you're doing, right? And like I say, I want to look at it and say, early we did good, got out of that hand quick, and then we can go. And if we go, what does it look like? So there it is. Skill says this, it doesn't have to, you're right, man. It doesn't have to be Hatfields and McCoys, right? They are symbiotic bets. And I say this all the time. You can have place bets that bets come up and replace. So a $10 come bet that goes to a 6 where you have a $12 place bet, 12 pays 14 and it comes down, the come bet goes up, the 14 bucks goes up as odds. And now you have a free come bet with free odds, right? Beautiful little sequence right there. That's a great way to play. When I look at team play also, if you and I were combining a bankroll, we each bought in for 500 bucks. And at the end of the day, our winnings were combined and you played the come betting and I played place betting and somebody else did the come replacement thing. At the end of the day, we'd make more money as a team because the different rhythms hit the different bets at different times. And I think that's an important piece that a lot of people miss, right? They're all good ways to play. They aren't great. They're all good ways to play. And I think they should all be in your toolbox. I know that some people don't see that, but when I look at come betting, I said this on the show last week. If you are a controlled tosser, and Cage said this on Ed's show last night on the show before the Craps Chat, Cage made this point very, very clearly that especially the chopper, but Ed says the same thing about the par toss. You're supposed to get in pockets. You're supposed to be a good enough shooter to get into pockets where you're seeing the repeat numbers. That's why, Ed will call it a trend, right? He's trending on the 9 or the 5 or whatever it is he's throwing because he's doing something with the dice to make that number show, just as Cage and I were trying to do with the chopper toss. If you're that kind of a good thrower where you're getting those repeats, come betting is a great way to show that. When you're practicing come betting, because you have to repeat the number to get paid, it's making you throw repeaters in your throw. You've got to get repeaters out there to get paid. It's a good way to test your throw and assert your dominance over the dice if you're doing that kind of thing. So when I practice, I like to practice with come bets when I'm practicing my throws because A, it's easy to bet while I'm throwing, and B, when I make money, it proves that I'm hitting repeaters. It proves that I'm avoiding sevens when I need to. It proves that I'm hitting the repeaters when I want to. That's a good way to focus your brain and your muscle memory if you're practicing controlled tossing. I think there's no better way to do that. Cage was like, oh yeah, that's 100% what you should be doing as your practice style. Not maybe you're betting at the table, but your practice style for sure. That helps to assert that kind of stuff. All right, what's next? We also reviewed last week the three-phase approach, and I don't know that this resonated very well, but I want to repeat it for you because I think Alfredo actually disagreed with me a little bit, and maybe last night gargoyle to a point. I made this point yesterday during Craps Chat where we were talking about recovery, and I said I'm always in recovery mode. And what I mean by that is the minute my money goes on the table, the second it leaves my rack, I'm down. I look at it like I'm down. If I'm going 110 inside, if I'm going to go $60, 6 and 8, and that's all I'm doing, right? Whatever my plan is. If I go 66 and 8, right? And like he was saying, he goes big up on the ATS, whatever. You're down that money. You got to assume the seven's coming. Even if you're a great shooter, you got to assume you're going to have a bad shot or whatever's going to happen. You got to assume the seven's coming. That money is lost to me. Until it's back in my rack, that money's lost. So my three-phase approach is always get that money back in my freaking rack. Like couple 2-3 throws while I'm getting my throw dialed in or whatever you want to call it. I want that money back. I want to do enough in 2 or 3 rolls to get back what I put out there and have what I have out there still sitting there. I want to make enough money to have my initial money back and still be playing. Like that's an important thing to me. I'm in recovery from roll 1. As soon as I'm back and I'm bankroll neutral, you know me. At this point, I go. That's when our phase 2 hits, right? And that's when I go, okay, now I'm going to do something different, right? To make a profit. And something different doesn't mean move my bets all around, okay? Something different might mean this. $60, 6 and 8, right? I'm out there for 120 bucks. I might same bet twice, Or I might sister press. Let's say the 6 rolls, we get the 140. I make them both look like 180 at that point, right? Take a little bit of money back to rack. They both go to 180. The second hit is 210. They both go back down to 60. Or not 120. They both come back down to 60, right? That's my first 2 or 3 hits on those numbers because it brings me my money back, my 60 bucks or my 120s back in my rack, plus a little bit of profit. I'm back out there at 60 on each number. And now we're playing. I didn't change anything. I didn't go to my slide rule. I didn't go to page 17 of a book. I just upped my bets and downed my bets, the same bets that are out there, but I made sure that I recovered my initial outlay. I'm in recovery mode from roll 1. I'm in small profit roll mode from the first hit. And then I'm in, let's rock the house. And I may rock the house on the 6 and 8 the whole time, right? Again, it's not like I'm bringing Abacus out or doing something crazy. I'm just managing my money here, not here, right? I manage my money from my head, not my heart, always, because I know what's going to happen. And you saw my rolls there. My rolls in the mornings, I'm random. So I'm not ready to say I can make money on myself. I'm not ready to do what Ed says, which is make money on yourself. I'm not there yet. I'm fully cognizant and aware that I'm not. So me, I'm in recovery mode from roll 1. Phase 1, recover your bankroll. Phase 2, a little bit of lock. Phase 3, go have fun. Go have fun, high five the table, run around like a maniac, take your shirt off, do your thing, don't care. Once I got some money in the rack. So to me, a 6 and 8 that gets pressed up and then gets pulled back down again, beautiful time. In and out in 2 rolls. We're going to do that one tomorrow. That'll be one of our $50 winners tomorrow. A little 6 and 8 sister press tomorrow. You'll see me win 50 bucks in 2 rolls. It's going to be awesome when it works out. That's my mindset. And I hope that's clear why the whole series of shows last week was about that and why I was so passionate about that last night. You cannot, when you're in recovery mode, this idea of doubling your bets, like making your bet sizes double and taking 4 hits instead of 2, you're going to be in the washing machine. That's going to crush you. I'm sorry, that's going to crush most people because you don't have the bankroll to do it. You don't have a Wayland-sized bankroll to do that. If you're able to afford doubling your bets and staying out for twice as long, that should be your first move, not your third move. That's to me, that's crazy town. But that's me. I work hard for my money, right? I don't want to put good money after bad, as they say. So recovery mode, you got to be really careful about that. Be aware of where you are. And then we're going to talk finally about Craps Chat last night. Because I wasn't super happy about how it all went. There was a lot of crosstalk, and I talked to Jeff and Dylan about it last night. Got a little bit negative, a little bit heated. Heated debates are fine. I don't mind a heated debate. There was a couple of jabs that were a little personal thrown around. A lot of garbage in the chat thrown around last night. Was not happy with all of it, frankly. So tone down a little bit next time. I'm going to take a step back on the next one that I'm on. I may not be at the next Craft Chats because I'm going to be in Florida with Mom. But for me personally, I'm going to take a little bit of a wind back a little bit and try and not do the crosstalk thing. Too much crosstalk. The problem you have with this, which you guys don't know, is you've got 4 guests in Zoom. You got me and Dylan that are dialed into a different way. Jeff has us dialed into a different app that we use. So there's about a maybe 1.5 second delay from me talking and the folks in Zoom hearing what I say, and the same thing coming back. When they talk, it takes a second for me to hear them. I think the audience gets annoyed by by us talking over one another. The fact of the matter is we don't know we're doing that because there's a delay. So I'm talking and then I hear him talk and then I try and stop. I'm just going to I'm going to try and take a step back and be a little bit less negative on some of this stuff. It's hard because I'm passionate, right? You know how I feel about Crapless. You know how I feel about the ATS. And when those topics come up, I can't help but lean into it. But I don't think I was very helpful last night. So I'll do my best to keep that more professional. Again, my points are valid though, right? The ATS for most of us is a bad bet. If you're going to go 200, 100, 200 and hit it because you're such a good shooter, God bless you, man. I wish I had that kind of confidence in my shot and my shot was actually that good. I don't have that kind of confidence. For the most of us that are out there that are now being forced to do a pass line bet with your ATS, you're getting screwed. The casino is literally screwing you. When they're making you put a pass line bet with an ATS, you saw the numbers. The pass line bet negates all the ATS wins. It takes them all away. Like literally, that pass line bet, without the pass line, the ATS can be a net winner, right? If you hit it more often than you should. With the pass line, it's a net loser no matter what you do. It's such a screw job for most people, unless you're betting it with different levels. And again, you got to shoot, you got to hit it to win it, number one. You got to vary your levels, number two. And most people, we talked last night about the 2% and the 98%. 98% of craps players do not know that the pass line makes the ATS a net loser. They don't know it. They just think, oh, look at the 175 to 1. And they're going to go out there and burn it. The casino is just got them here, man, and they're screwing them hard. And that's how I feel about crapless. Wait till crapless goes pass line bet required, and it will. I predicted it last night. Crapless will go to become probably the dominant game because it works better for the casinos. Crapless ups the house edge of the entire game. It removes the don't pass from the game completely. And when they start requiring pass line bets, you're going to be stuck on points of 11 and 12 and 3 and 2 a lot of times. 1/6 of the time, you're going to be stuck on some shitty point with an ATS bet up there. They're going to make you do that. I guarantee it. Within a year or two, you're going to see that. That's pervasive. It's going to be required. And it's a shame they're killing the game. I know that people don't believe that's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. I think the bean counters up there have figured it out, and that's where this game is headed. And it sucks that it's headed that way. And yeah, there's 5 people on the planet that can maybe beat a crapless table because they throw so good and they throw horn numbers on command. Most of us can't. And most people that are just walking up are going to get destroyed on those tables. And it's a shame. That's why I hate it. I don't hate it because you can't win on it, Ed and everybody else. I hate it because what it does to the average person, just like 000 roulette and just like 6-5 blackjack, they hurt the average person so much. The vacationer is just doing this, and it's a shame. And it really gets me angry. And that's why I lost my cool last night, because that topic gets me angry. Again, not because I don't think some people can beat it. It's because I think 98% of people can't beat it. And they can't beat it. They get beat worse at that game than a regular game. And it's too bad. It's too bad that the casinos do that. And that's why I went so crazy last night. But again, I apologize for that. I should have been a little bit less saucy. Let's just say that. And I will make the effort to desaucify myself and go backwards a little bit and let the panelists have more time to talk. I think I dominated a little too much again last night. I do that sometimes, and it can be off-putting. So that's it. That's my mea culpa from last night. I love that show. I love what it stands for. I just think that my role in it needs to reduce a little bit to make it a little more open and welcome. Love to have more people come in and make more time for them. So I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna take my lesson from skill. I'll be a much better listener. How about that? Okay, I think we're basically there. My any other questions? I'm looking at the chats here. I don't see any other PC questions in here that are new. Yeah, Skill, you make a great point here. Wanting 6+ bets before the regress is gambling. You're right. Well, it's all gambling ultimately, right? But going for 1 or 2 hits before that first, either regress or the first lock, smart. That's a smart money play. If you want to play for a long period of time, that's what you want to do for sure. I 100% agree with you. Let's take the filter off of here. I'll look for anything else at the bottom of my list. It looks like there's nobody else saying stuff. Let's see. I'm sure there was no heat in the air. I couldn't do the after show. My wife was out, and she got home. She was out all day while I was teaching, and she got home during Craps Chat. So I wanted to get off and go talk to her and hang out a little bit. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. It wasn't about the thing is Texas or Alfredo. It's the delay, and the delay makes you talk over people. It's almost unavoidable. So. For Skill and I that are outside of the Zoom, we have to be better at like giving it a second before we jump in. I think that's part of it, and you get this kind of ratchet volume thing where you want to be heard, but you're not being heard anyway. So it's hard with 11 people on one call. It's very, very tough. So I got to do a better job about that. So, all right, there it is, guys. That's my only thing for today. I'm not going to roll dice until I go upstairs. I wanted to do a little Monday morning quarterback refresh of the last couple of weeks. Tomorrow we start our 50 bucks a day. Tell me how you play for 50 bucks a day. I will run the strategies all week. If I look at the thing, by the way, I'm going to show you something. Where is it? Did I lose it already? Hold on. Give me a second here to find what I'm looking for because I'm a dum-dum. I think I deleted them. Here they are. This is the shows for the week. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. I deleted the, hold on. Sorry. Here's the shows for the coming week. This the thumbnail. So this was today. Tomorrow we're going to do, no, that's not tomorrow. Where's the other ones? Where is the, hold on. Is this week's? There we go. Tomorrow we're going to do the 6, 7, 8 kind of easy style. Okay. This is going to be more of a big, like we'll do the HCS easy, of course, right? But tomorrow's intent is going to be strategies that you've sent me that are more, let's go out with a pretty big set of bets and get out in 2 or 3 hits, right? The easy, anything but a 7 wins your quarter, which is pretty cool. Waylon and I did the Red Cross. Anything is going to win you $100. That's cool. Things like that we'll do tomorrow. So more one hit and down, bigger spread type of strategies. On Wednesday, we're going to do 50-day ride it strategies, which means we're basically going to go out there and put money out like 44 inside. And how many hits does it take to get to 50 bucks, or how many presses does it take to get to 50 bucks? This is more of the 6 and 8 sister press and pull sort of thing. So start at a lower bet, progress your bets higher, and then regress out of it. And finally, we're going to build it up from 0 without any regressing. The third day will be more build it style strategy. So more think iron cross-ish type of things or bigger plays. Think of skill 66 style plays here. Think of starting super low and riding it out for a while down in here. That's gonna be the 4 ways we're gonna look at this at ways to make 50 bucks. All right, and that's the show for the week all. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening to the rants this morning. Hope we got something out of that, though, even though it's just me talking about myself all the time. This will be a great podcast. You should listen to this while you walk your dog if you're just coming in late. So that's it, folks. I'm going to go refresh the Java, and I will see you upstairs for the 3-point Johnny with a couple of tweaks. We're going to do the odds tweak today, and we're going to do, what was the other tweak I said? We're doing odds. We're going to add odds progressively, and we're going to work the come outs, I think, today. That's going to be our 2 changes. So there you go. 6 and 8, hard and down. I'm hearing you there. All right, let's do it, guys. I'll see you in about 10 minutes, and I'll see the rest of you tomorrow morning for the next Coffee and Crafts. In the meantime, God bless you. Love you, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.